At Stone Monk Gamer here with another video. This time, Waaaghpaca Prep. Waaaghpaca is an event up in the northern Wisconsin, and going to my first kind of out-of-town event. This is my display board, and I wanted to walk you through my drawing. I've drawn this a few times, but this is kind of my final drawing. In the middle, I want to put my casket of lost souls, because this is the centerpiece of my army. I've done something a little bit different, and I'll show you that in a different video. I want to put a river on this display board to break up the space, to give it a little bit different motion, and then kind of a swampy area. I'm going to test that out. In the back, I want some raised areas. It's always more dynamic to have a couple of levels, and of course Age of Sigmar deals with levels really well. In the back, I have a terrain piece that I've created, and I'll show you later on in the video. It's a castle tower. I built it out of pink foam, popsicle sticks, etc. I'm really proud of it, so I was like, I'd really like this to be in there. It's kind of one of my first scratch-built pieces of terrain like to this quality. And then a wall to kind of give the illusion of a castle without having to build too much of it at this point. I have plans for a castle board, kind of a ruined castle board. So I'll be using these as test pieces and see if they're going to work. Towards the back, because this is where this particular model, the catapult, would sit, and this is a Screaming Skull catapult, it's going to go in the back, so I thought up on a hill is the best place for it. And next to it, one of the heroes of the army, the Necrotect. Now what I've done is I've created a little kind of cave in the wall to fit my grave guard, because they're coming out of this hole in the wall, this cave in the castle wall, because they're and I'll show you in another video, an orc, undead skeleton orcs, and so I thought that was themely for them. Coming down off the castle tower over the river across a bridge, I'm going to line my 20 skeleton warriors, because I feel like that line of marching warriors is dramatic and has a really cool effect. Over to the left-hand side then, because we're outside the castle now, and a part of my force is kind of elven-based, skeleton elves, I thought a forest would be appropriate. And in this case, I don't know how many trees, if I'll use the GW woods, or if I've got a couple of templates cut out, I could create my own woods, either a birch wood or some pine woods, etc. And that having the elf archers kind of sit in there would be very themely, similar to the orc grave guard kind of coming out of their cave. And then to balance out the skeletons marching down the right-hand side, I want to bring skeleton horse archers, which I've just probably one of the more dramatic conversions that I've created in the army, and so I want them up front. Each of these units also has banners, and so kind of having these banners in these 4 different areas is kind of key for making sure people see them and it's dramatic. To offset the catapult, another big piece in the army, I'm going to put my bone giant in the back. I wish I could put him in the front, but it's a better balance here. And then in the front, both mounted on horses riding towards us, is the Necrotect and the Lich Priest. Alright, now I want to show you the board itself that I've started working on. I took a 2 foot by 2 foot piece of pink foam, started carving it out. You can see I've labeled all the things as you saw them on the paper, on the grid, and I started laying it out. Here's the castle tower terrain piece that I was telling you about that looks really good from a distance and is fun to play on. Here's the piece of castle wall that I've got. Really simple to make, and I'll probably show you how to do that down the road. It's using a 1-inch thick pink foam. Now, like I said, I could use a citadel wood, or I've got these templates that I've cut out that I could put any kind of wood in there. And I'm kind of changing my plans a little bit. I'm thinking of putting this realm gate here in the middle, because I was really very proud of it. I really like it a lot, and it looks really good on the table. One thing I didn't show in the drawing was this icon, which is my general's icon, Ravenclaw's Revenant. So the Ravenclaw's Revenant, 2 R's back to back, and Yeah, I'm feeling really good about how this build is going, and now I've got to move on to the next step. So here I've got everything laid out and kind of sealed down. So in the back I've got those two hills glued down with this foam board caulk. And now I'd been looking forever for a type of glue, and this was right there in the hardware store. And then covering most of this, and then is just a kind of a generic painter's caulk, a latex acrylic mix, and I even use it on the base of my army. You can look down here and you can see that there's a bit of a texture, and in some places I tried some stippling, and others I tried this kind of short brushing to kind of, I don't know, in my head it might look like blown grass, but I don't know if it's textured enough to do that. We'll see when we get to painting. And then covers these walls to give them a grittier look, and cover up that foam hardens it up a bit for dry brushing as well. I've added a kind of that side piece and broken this up a little bit more so that it can, this wall, so that it can fit nicely in this space, and you can't see it with that. That piece is just there to make it square when it's gluing. I'm feeling really good. This was a lot to get done in over a couple of nights, and yeah, feeling comfortable about where I'm going with this. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you following me along on this build. I'm on my way to checking off the first thing on my Doomed to Succeed list. And please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and follow me on Twitter @StonemonkGamer. Looking forward to creating more and showing you where I'm going.